Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts, and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin market. So you can see on Friday we've got serious collapse here. Well, this really brings a lot of information to discuss and to think. We have dedicated a lot of time today to discussing the subject of the recent changes in the fundamental background, this Omicron and Fed policy and so on. So it's a really huge topic that really could shift the global drivers for all markets, not just for cryptocurrencies. And really some part of this subject, at least briefly, we have tried to cover in our Forex weekly report and gold weekly report. So if you're interested with this topic, I suggest you to read at least the fundamental part of these reports, because a lot of information stands there concerning what is Omicron, why it have appeared, how it relates to the breaking of the chain supply, why all these steps have been initiated, and what the reasons for that. So all this stuff is actually the parts of the same puzzle, and if you correctly understand why it has been created, you could understand what to expect on the financial markets. So speaking precisely on the Bitcoin, directly on the Bitcoin, we could say, based on the recent collapse, important thing, that all the tokens that Bitcoin is a rival of the gold and it carries the value and it's safe haven assets, it has become not correct. Because Bitcoin shown the behavior of the second quality risky assets, because it was sold off the first among all other risky assets. Stocks has dropped, but not as significantly. But Bitcoin has lost the 30% of its value. So it just explains how investors treat this asset in their portfolio. Those of you who read our fundamental reports probably should remember that when we talked about the risk of this market, we have pointed two major risks. First is regulation. Second is the changing on the Fed policy, because this is the new experience for a crypto market. And it has not passed previously through the cycles of the rate change. And this is actually the first time when it happens. And once Fed just hint on the possible faster rate increase, it just collapsed the price. So currently market stands at a really crucial moment. So on the monthly chart, it's still not many things to worry about by far. But we need to keep an eye on what will happen here. With this drop recently, market hits the conference support. It's actually Roger had talked about this in his update as well. So this is conference on the monthly, and potentially, if market closes above these lows and above the red line, of course, it will be the bullish grabber on the monthly chart. By itself, the bullish grabber suggests the taking out of this top. And hopefully, for the investors in the Bitcoin, we could get some kind of the gut list, free drive pattern or something of that sort. So another top should be formed here. So it might be first drive, second, third, somewhere around our target of the 60 and 76, and then maybe something else will happen. But currently for us is a major thing is to consider this support area. For market, it is crucial to stay above it from the technical point of view. If it will be able to achieve this, bullish context will be valid and market keeps chance on the further upward action. It means that these lows will be extremely important to us currently, because in fact it will be our validation point for a short-term trading. But till the end of December, still have a lot of time. And then everything could happen, because this is December candle and it has not been closed yet, and we do not know yet whether the market will form the grabber or not. Breaking of this confidence, it could become the disaster for the Bitcoin, as definitely suggests further drop back to the 26, 28 area. And what will happen now, what will happen later, we will see. So currently all eyes stands at this level. At the same time, we should not ignore the background, what the reasons for that was for that collapse. This is changing of the general Fed policy and market approach and view on the risky assets. Since market was not able to resist to Omicron news, and it seems that we get it for extended time, additionally with the very high inflation and more hawkish statement from the Fed, that's create not the good background for risk assets in general. Slowdown of the economy with a very high inflation rate and rising rates from the Fed, this will be a deadly combination for the stock market, for example. In Bitcoin, as it brings also no fixed interest as a bond market, for example, it also will be under pressure. So since this background actually not just single news that market has reacted, as previously, for example. So China said that this is banned for mining. That was news, single news. But currently we are dealing with the changing of the economical environment in general. So it's major factors in the economy. It means that they will last and make the extended pressure on the markets. And from that standpoint, recent bounce that we have here, it might be just technical reaction on the support, with the overall driver factors still keep its pressure on the market. Once the technical response will be over, market again could turn to the downside action. So that's why it's too early to be happy that we could get this set up, because it is unclear what the pullback is. Currently it seems just the technical reaction. So take a look at the weekly chart. Markets deeply oversold on the weekly chart in the same manner as it happened here. Even here is a bit deeper even, but here's as well. And market on the way down is broken another confidence support area that we have expected to be important support for Bitcoin. It just has been crushed. I suppose that market just stopped here just because of the oversold area, rather than because it would like to stop. All the things makes me think that this reaction might be just respect on oversold, but not the appearing of the new buyers on the Bitcoin market that stepped in currently trying to buy the cryptocurrency and be possessed for further upward action. So we need to wait a bit and see what will happen when the first reaction will be over. On the daily chart, it seems, guys, that our minor grabber that we discussed has become very important and has just collapsed this market. Once again, with the hand and shoulders that we have discussed last time, it has become our clarifying pattern, because one has been failed, market has collapsed. So Bitcoin has the hand and shoulders has worked nice, although it hasn't led to upward action, but it led us to minimize risk, and maybe those who have taken position on the failure hand and shoulders has got not bad result in general. So currently market stands at oversold on daily chart as well. Well, in a very short-term perspective, on the intraday charts, we do not have a lot of setups. The one thing that we could mention here is maybe some steep ABCD pattern that exists on the 4-hour time frame chart. It suggests that market could drop back to 43.66 approximately, forming something to complete this OP, continuation of this area. That's actually all that we have on the intraday charts right here, because this drop has happened just recently and market was not able even to show direction. On the hourly chart, I do not see anything really interesting. So maybe you could keep an eye on the possible butterfly that here might be formed. Something of that sort might be formed here to complete the target. So let's complete the OP that we have, because momentum is very strong. It's minor pullback, and theoretically market could get the second chance just because of the momentum, some continuation of this downside action. So that's actually our thoughts on the cryptocurrency. We think that it is not time yet for investing in the long term, because you need to see what current reaction is. So we need to see that buyers are returning back to the market, and indeed we will get bullish grabber, and market will be able to stay above the monthly confluence. If this will happen, this will be relatively safe to consider taking the long position for the long perspective. Currently, it is not clear yet because, as I said, these pullbacks might be just technical reaction on the result, but doesn't mean that buyer starts to buy. So, and let's keep watching how the changing of the Fed policy will impact, and the statistics will impact on Bitcoin, because within a couple of weeks we will get the Fed meeting, and results of this Fed meeting also could be important for the cryptocurrencies as well.